people of the internet. Welcome back to another live stream assembly. It is I, Don Thomas, back in here with another one. As always, folks, the likes, the comments, the subscribes are all greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for the support on this channel. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into tonight's topics, folks. Let's talk about this port strike, man. Democrats panic over port strike. Let me see what Tim Pool is talking about. Shout out to Tim Pool and Tim Cass. He's covering this story. Of course, I've been hearing about these port strikes. I think a strike has gone into place recently. Let's see if there's some more information. I'm not as knowledgeable myself.
CNBC.com, my friends. Port strike could reignite inflation with larger economic impact, dependent on how long it takes. I got to tell you, my friends, we're looking at shortages. This massive walk-off is going to result in a crisis for Christmas and Thanksgiving. This is the apocalypse for Democrats right now. You need the unions. Unions tend to go Democrat. And right now, 30 days out from the election, with early voting happening right now, there is a strike. Prices are going to skyrocket. These people early voting, they're going to walk in and say, I don't know what's going on, man. Just give me Trump. Trump will solve the problem. Here we go from the Daily Mail. Walmart and IKEA and Home Depot are among big retailers that will be most affected by strikes that are crippling ports on the East Coast. Dock workers who have shut down 36 ports from Maine to Texas will cost the U.S. economy billions of dollars and cause shortages of goods and price rises within days, experts warn. Retailers account for about half of all container shipping volume. Many of the big players rushed in Halloween and Christmas merchandise early to avoid any strike-related disruptions, incurring extra costs to ship and store those goods. But shortages are still expected, from bananas and other fresh produce in days to beers, wines, and spirits, and also toys and holiday products if it lasts longer. Retail behemoth Walmart is the biggest importer through the affected ports, typically bringing in up to 48,000 containers a year. Each can hold up to 28 tons, according to UPS.
Let's pause right there. Hey, from the little that I know, of course, guys, you got to be mindful of that. A lot of these videos, I see them in passing. I know some people be like, oh, do more research, bro, before you report on it, man. Sometimes I'm seeing things in passing. I'm not, and I always say that I'm not as knowledgeable on certain topics. When I know I'm not knowledgeable on a certain topic, I'll make it clear that I'm not knowledgeable on a certain topic. So please don't come for me. Oh, don't speak, don't. That's not what's happening, bro. Whatever y'all be saying. So these port strikes, from what I've been hearing, of course, you heard it there as well, too. Port workers and dock workers, of course, have gone on strike. East Coast, other parts of the U.S. as well, too. Around a crucial time of the year. We've just now entered fourth quarter. October, November, December is arguably the most expensive time of the year for Americans. I want to say the world, but let's just say Americans, right? I think summer is fairly expensive as well, too. People are traveling. People are going on vacation. You got kids out of school, this and that and the other. But I do know, just from a consumer standpoint, October, November, December. Look at all the holidays that fall between October, November, December. You got Halloween, you got Thanksgiving, you got Black Friday, you got Christmas, I'll even throw in like New Year's kind of sort of. I'll throw that in that bucket as well, too. These next few months, of course, are the most expensive cost spending, consumer-based months of the year. So with this port strike, I think a lot of people, I'll speak for myself as well, too. A lot of people don't really bat an eye. Of course, I'm seeing some people that are aware of this. Some people may not be, depending on your interest. But you'll start noticing when inflation goes up, because, of course, this is what's going to cause inflation to go up even more. Because, again, I don't even think we've ever recovered fully from inflation from the pandemic or 2020 or this entire time, whatever the case is. Prices have still been fluctuating in terms of gas prices, food prices. Everything is still fairly expensive from where I'm sitting. So situations like this where ports, ships, goods can't make it into actual retailers. Of course, they mentioned Walmart. What else did they mention? They mentioned those are big major retailers, Walmart being one of the biggest ones, right? Retail behemoth Walmart is the biggest importer through the effects ports, typically bringing in almost 48,000 containers a year. So how many people shop at Walmart, right? How many people get their groceries, their food, their products, and things of that nature? Walmart is one of the retail behemoths, right? As they called it in this article. So it's just like, you think things don't affect you now because you haven't felt the blow of it just yet. But when you start noticing the shelves are light, or things are, the prices of things are being extremely high, or when you try to order something on, wherever, Amazon, Walmart, wherever the case is that you're ordering these things from, and you're noticing wait times and everything's on back order, that's when it's like, oh, wait, that must be that port strike I heard about, man. Again, a lot of this stuff is just awareness, man. You just be aware, because some people will say, man, well, what can I do about it? It is what it is. And I would agree. To some extent, it is what can I do about it, right? But the awareness to let you know, hey, man, let me start stocking up on some things just in case the shelves are light. You start seeing the price of your everyday groceries going up and things of that nature. Like, wait, why are the shelves bare? Why is it costing $10 for a carton of, milk or whatever the case? Of course, I'm just, exaggerating to make a point. But this port strike, man, I think this is the day one. Of course, today's Tuesday as I'm recording this. Or Wednesday, I'm sorry. Today's Wednesday. Don't even know what day of the week it is. So I think the strike took place on Tuesday or Monday at midnight. Of course, is when these these dock workers went on strike. So of course, this is just the first day. So we're not really going to feel the effects of it just yet. But depending on how long this continues on, let's say if it goes weeks, months, that's when we're going to start seeing, oh, wait, the shelves are light. Oh, wait, this is super expensive. Something that used to cost $5 is now $10, things of that nature. It's like we think these things don't affect us until it affects us and it's already on our doorstep. And then that's when it's like, oh, what's the solution? How can we couldn't prevent this? So again, folks, for me, even just for me, from my standpoint, what I'm going to do, right? What a reminder, hearing this news reminds me that I need to be more conscious, of course, going to the grocery store, buying a little bit more extra, and I need to do a better job. I've been doing a decent job of this now. But going to the grocery store, stocking up a little bit more, of course, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, of course, because groceries are already expensive as is. But maybe get an extra crate of water, get an extra, your canned goods and things that, non-perishable items, things of that nature, man, because of events like this. Again, we don't know how long these port strikes are going to last. And I just feel like it's a terrible time. I feel them. On one hand, I feel them, man, because again, I don't even, to be completely honest, I don't even know the why these strikes. I want to believe, of course, it has to do with money. When doesn't it have to do with money? I feel like these dock workers are maybe going on strike because they feel like they're underpaid, they're undervalued, things of that nature, or, something that I'm sure something that falls under those lines. So on one side, I do side with them and feeling like, all right, yeah, if going on strike is something that you feel that you have to do to get your point across, then do it. Because I would consider them essential workers, right? We would consider these people essential workers. All the people that work on a UPS, all right? You want your mail every day, right? You want your package delivered to you, right? That's why I never understand when you hear like the Amazon workers and the UPS drivers are not getting paid fairly. Like, why is that? Why is that? But everybody wants to make sure that they get their package on time, their mail on time. We always want to make sure of that. So why aren't we compensating these people that are in these fields? Why aren't we properly compensating our teachers, our doctors, right? Our school bus drivers. You want your kids to be picked up for school every morning, right? So why are we not seeing to it that our bus drivers are taken care of, our teachers are taken care of financially? Health insurance, benefits, things of that nature, compensation. Why are we not making sure that these people who we would all maybe consider essential workers, why are we not making sure that they're taken care of, man? Those are the last people that you want to have any type of gripe with the world, any type of gripe with, right? Your food workers, people that handle your food, people that handle your wellness, your well-being, your protection, our police officers, our doctors. Those are the people we need to make sure are happy, right? Your UPS drivers, your garbage disposal men, the people that come and pick up your trash every week, you want to make sure those people are happy because what you want the trash sitting on their curb for weeks on end? No. So those are the people that you want to make sure are the happiest. I just don't get that, man. I don't get that. It's like the compensation and salary wages in this world is so backward to me. You'll have a 21-year-old video gamer making thousands of dollars live streaming, but the person that's in charge of taking care of your kids is struggling to pay their rent. It's so backwards in this world, right? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But as far as these port strikes goes, man, it's a crucial time to be going on strike. But again, speaking in their defense, if we made sure that they were properly compensated in the beginning, we wouldn't have to be worried about things like this. Again, assuming that their issue is with proper compensation. I'm assuming that's what the situation is. Again, I'm not as well versed on this specific topic. I'm not going to say that I'm an expert on everything that's happening with this topic, but from what I'm assuming and what I've been hearing, it seems as if these port strikers are going on strike because enough is enough and they're fed up because they're being undervalued and they're not being properly compensated. So in their defense, again, assuming, seeing them to be essential workers, in my opinion, I feel for them. Do what you got to do, bro. And, it's at our expense. Holiday season, increasing inflation, it's at our expense for them to take that stance. But at the same time, drastic times call for drastic measures is what they say. So I hope it's quickly resolved. Again, holiday season, I typically don't really try to fall for the trap of consumerism and shopping, spending unnecessarily. Of course, tis the season. This is the season where a lot of that takes place. So I personally kind of watched myself in that area. But for the people who are avid shoppers and looking to get their holiday shopping and whatever the case is, traveling, this and the other, I can see how this could be a hindrance. But again, if our people in power, if our people in power made the right moves, made the right votes, or however it works in the political system, this and the other, if we made sure that we were taking care of these people in the beginning, we wouldn't be where we're at now, is my point. Love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, the likes, the comments, and subscribes are all greatly appreciated. Let's get into another topic, man.